to.
We're
It's not
live.
streaming live.
Yep, I got the link too.
You got the link?
Yep, it gave me the links. It gave me the link in the Zoom.
All right. Citizens of the Republic of Spoilerverse, welcome back to Spoiler Country. I'm Kenneth Regan. That is Mr. Horsley. And today on the show, well, this is unofficially, it's our third live show that we've done.
Fourth. Officially, it's our fourth. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, unofficially, it's our officially, it's really our second.
I mean, how's it officially? It's our second recent.
Because the first one was a calamity catastrophe of errors.
It was, but it still happened.
It did happen. What's the second one after that?
So we did episode 48, which was the Last Jedi live stream with Mike Peacock.
Right.
We did episode 50 Q&A live stream right after that.
Oh.
And then we did our.
Right, I forgot about that one. Yeah.
And we did one with Robert Savinsky last week.
That's right. I knew that one, but I forgot about the Q&A thing that we did.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was kind of fun. That was different.
It was different.
Yeah.
I like doing Q&As.
Yeah. But today of all days, we're going to attempt to do what we like to call a TOT.
Toddy tot shot. Yeah.
TOT. A tangent of tangents that we've acronymed over down to a TOT, which is not to be confused with the world-class tater tot.
I mean, I love tater tots, but
I love a tater tot. You know, I've noticed that they've been really popular in bars the last few years.
Have they?
Mm-hmm. They're doing like garlic tots and cheesy tots and all types of tots. You got a pensive look on your face. What's going on?
For some reason, my Audacity is not recording anything.
Oh,
so I have no local file. It's not. I mean, you can hear me, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Test 1, 2.
Yeah, we can hear that.
Yeah, Audacity's picking up fucking nothing. So it looks like we gotta. All right, cool.
Yeah, we're winging it. This is gonna be fresh.
It's gonna be fresh and live.
Yeah.
Live.
Don't worry. When we edit this, I'll make sure to use my track from Zoom, and I'll still use your track from Zoom.
It's a different Zoom, right? Right. Ah, fuck. What?
Actually, I didn't hit the separate track for audio, so I'm sure we're recording on one big fat track.
Oh, nice. So hey, good audio there.
Yeah,
that's annoying. Why that's not recording because it's set to the right track. All right, I'll figure that out later. Whatever. Back to the show.
It's all part of the show. It's part of the charm of the live show. Something always goes wrong with our live stuff
every time, and that makes it more fun, right?
I mean, last time some weird guy named Robert came on. He just snuck on. It was like, who are you? Randomly putting in Zoom numbers and came up with ours.
And somehow had a Spoilerverse stuff on his background. I don't know.
You know what? Everybody who's ordered stuff, I feel like, has gotten their Spoilerverse t-shirts and Spoiler Country shirts and Shooting the Sith shirts and coffee mugs and stickers.
Yeah.
I've gotten my mug.
But you haven't gotten shit.
But nothing else. And I ordered it at the exact same time as everybody else.
I know. But
even on the reorders. I don't get it.
Dude,
what's going on, T-Public? What's happening?
I've gotten my hoodie.
See?
And I've got obviously the backdrop you see here, which is not a virtual, it's real.
Yeah. Well, I got mine.
Yeah. And I
That's
got
real.
Spoilerverse shirt. What the hell? I got so much shit. Stickers. Yeah.
Is that the old font or the new font?
This is the new one. See,
okay. That really pisses me off, dude. I mean, I haven't even gotten the one
dude.
The old font.
This is the new font here.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah. What the fucking deed, man?
I'm really fucking disappointed.
You should be. You should write a letter.
I'm not even kidding. I'm really disappointed because it's like I get everybody's like things, but when I've ordered things like at the same time and before you reordered stuff with the new logo, and I still haven't even gotten the old shit. What the hell?
Well, I'm talking with somebody from T-Public on Friday, so I'll mention it to you for them. For them to you.
Please, dude. Like seriously, like what the fuck?
Our co-host hasn't got his shit yet, and he's ready to walk.
Right. Go to Teespring.
You go to Teespring.
So make us go to Teespring.
Yeah. We're gonna go to Cafe Press.
Yeah. Get us some goddamn hats. What's it got to take, dude?
Right. We want some hats. Want hats with a logo on them.
Yeah. Yeah. I will probably buy like a hat for every single show.
Yeah, I will too. Because I like hats.
I'm a hat wearer. How often do you see me not wearing a baseball cap?
I mean, I see Winnie Biscuit Gap every day.
Huh?
Pretty much every day.
Yeah. Yeah. Because this boy is, I got the natural yarmulke going on.
All right, I'm giving up on. I was trying to get Audacity working, but I'm giving up on that. It's not fucking working.
Don't worry about it. It is.
So, yeah, we're always wearing hats because, my hair's thinning out and I hate it.
Well, yours is much. You got a much thicker head of hair than I do.
Yeah, but it's all gray and.
Yeah, I don't have. I have some gray.
Got some gray. So, what are we talking about tonight? What are we doing?
Well, I kind of would love to talk about Rider of the West. It's been a while. We if people haven't known and they haven't gone back and listened to that episode, it's a really good I think it's a great episode.
It is.
Because you kind of see the beginning of an idea form, and we both get super excited to create a universe.
We do.
For lack of a better term.
Man, but I have to pull up our notes because it's been a while.
It has been a minute, which is unfortunate because I don't want to lose steam and progression on it. But maybe we just revisit.
All right.
And maybe something will come out. You want to pull your notes up?
I'm doing that now. Keep talking.
Okay. Keep talking, he says. Oh, water. Tasty tea. I want one of these too.
Yeah, a water bottle. Mm-hmm. I want my logo on everything.
Yeah, why do they have a tote bag but no hats?
I want Spoiler Country condoms, Spoiler Country dildos, Spoiler Country. Wait, wrong topic.
Weird. That's weird. I don't even want to know what you're thinking with that stuff.
Well, that way I can give you something to say to go fuck yourself.
Who's the newest podcast that's joined the Spoilerverse?
The newest one would be newest as in newest to us, or newest as in newest to everybody?
Newest to everybody.
That would be the Funny Book Forensics, which hasn't actually launched yet, which is launching soon.
Yeah, and we've kind of put a moratorium on adding new podcasts for now till we get caught up until we have the website running right with everybody and all that kind of fun stuff, right?
Yeah, we're not doing any new ones because we got about, all in all, we have about 18 total, 13 active, a couple that are closed out. But we are hoping to get all these ones, moved forward, ready to go, and then in the future, if it comes down to it, add some more in. But right now, I think having basically 13 active podcasts, 14 pretty soon is a good number.
Yeah. So back in March, before the pandemic was in full swing, and me and my people were talking about getting a dog for a very long time, and we got our dog. And then Johnny's kids love the dog, and then the pandemic happened. Going on walks, Blue would go with you guys on walks, which made Kaylee go, kind of want a dog.
Yeah.
And now
we got a dog.
Yeah. So my dog is pre-COVID dog. Barely. Your dogs are full swing COVID dogs. But you went 3 dogs, dude. How is that going?
We went 3 deep on this.
Dude, that is so, I don't think I've ever met anybody that purposely went and bought 3 dogs within a week of each other.
It was 3 weeks, I guess a week each. It was one bought one 2 weeks later and then a week later.
Yeah.
So, it's crazy. We got our first one, which was just
so folks understand, John fought this at first. He didn't just like cow down and say, okay, let's get 3 dogs. No. There was some discussions involved.
There were. Yeah. So the first one is a half husky, quarter lab, quarter bloodhound.
Right.
And we drove down to Mount Hood, Oregon.
A mutt.
Yeah. We drove to
super cute.
We drove to Mount Hood, Oregon to get him. His name's Oliver. We call him Ollie.
Yep.
He looks like a black lab.
Yep.
He's huge. The second one is long-haired Chihuahua, short-haired Chihuahua mix. So It's a little tiny thing.
He looks like a copy of Ollie, but tiny.
Yeah, that's what we call him, Tiny. I call her Tiny. Yeah,
it was Pixie, but everybody just calls her Tiny.
Yep. And like they both have like a white patch on their chest of hair. They're both black.
They do look a lot alike.
Yeah. Just one's like this big and one's a full-size dog.
Yeah.
And then Kaylee decided that she wanted to. She drove to Yakima for that one. No, she drove to Spokane for Tri-Cities for that one.
Right.
And then third one, she wanted a chocolate lab because she wanted to have a friend for Ollie, because Ollie can't really play with Tiny because she's too tiny.
Right.
So she drove to Yakima to get a chocolate lab. So now we have, and that one was actually supposed to be 8 weeks, but he was more like 5 weeks when we got him.
Yeah. That's some unseedy things were happening behind that door.
Yeah, he's a tiny little puppy. So now we have 3 puppies. So the house is basically a giant dog urinal, and yeah, it's having a lot of fun.
But you got hammocks in the backyard.
I do. I got hammocks. I got a motorized TV in the backyard. So we can just throw the dogs outside, chill in the hammocks, and watch a movie.
Listen to this 1%er.
Yeah, I put a 10-year-old TV outside. So it's not, I mean,
1%er, man, 1%er. The fact that you got a TV with a motorized fucking mount. No, it's awesome. It's awesome. I mean, I fell asleep in that hammock a couple times now.
Instantly.
Yeah. And then like puppy fever is in full swing in this family, because then my nephew, Kaylee's husband, or Kaylee's brother, oh, that'd be weird. Kaylee's brother has
it's in Alabama, man.
Yeah, right. He's got a bull mastiff pix mix named Bud.
Yep.
Short for Budweiser, which is just, I always give him shit for that one. But
Yeah.
then he decides, well, everybody else got a puppy. I need a puppy. And he goes and buys a freaking full bred husky.
They drove to Spokane for that.
Yeah, which is nuts. And his first dog doesn't really get along with dogs.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's like it's a nightmare.
Yeah. So it's like Puppyville here. It's pretty nutty.
Yeah. They call them the quarantine puppies.
Yeah, I've been calling them COVID puppies, but
yeah, that works too. But everyone's getting puppies. Like Robert Savinsky got a puppy. Everybody in our group got puppies. Like everybody knows getting puppies.
Yeah. They're all over like you go on Twitter and you just see pictures and pictures of puppies.
Yeah.
Oh, this just got, I just got this puppy. I even saw one where somebody said their uncle died, or maybe it was their dad. Someone died in their family from COVID-19, and the next day they're posting pictures of the puppy they just got.
Got puppies. Gotta love them puppies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, that might be good. I mean, grief is weird, so I don't bemoan anybody who does whatever they need to do to get over it. So
yeah, you do what you gotta do.
You do what you gotta do. But it was just weird, you know what I mean? I was like, oh, puppies.
Yeah, something else, something to love, feed, and clean up after.
Right, exactly. Oh, that's a lot of work. But,
it is a lot of work, but I love it. I love the puppies, even though they shit everywhere. I love them.
Last night we had a really great interview.
Oh God.
It's one of those ones that, like, I feel like after I got off the phone, I made a new friend.
It was
not just somebody that was like, oh yeah, hey, and we were already connected back up on Facebook and everything.
Nice.
Yeah. And if people don't know, we were honored to have Kelly Jones on. And when you think of Batman in the 70s, you think who?
Neil Adams.
Right. And you think of Batman in the 80s, you think of,
I mean, depends on what the 80s had a lot. I mean,
yeah, but
Frank Miller.
Yeah, Frank Miller.
Because
that's who I was thinking of.
Yeah.
And so there's artists that defined Batman's run in those decades.
Yeah.
And Kelly Jones is the definitive work of Batman for the 90s.
Oh yeah.
And he still does things from time to time with Batman now. You'll see covers and everything else. The guy his work is phenomenal. And it's funny that he grew up a Marvel guy.
Yeah.
But DC really gave him his chance, let him work outside the box with Dead Man, which I believe he won an Eisner Award for.
Damn.
And
it's a good book too.
Yeah.
It's a good book too.
That's an amazing book. And he was the first one that like draw him in that with that gaunt face.
Right.
And take away and make him very slender, where Neil Adams made him like just kind of like a normal guy with white face paint.
Well, Neil Adams was the first one to draw him. Neil Adams created Dead Man. So, it makes sense.
No discount on what Neil Adams did. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying when I think of Dead Man, I still see it the way Kelly drew it more than anybody else.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? The look matched the name so well.
Because he was emaciated and fucking dead.
Yeah. But to find out that, Marvel tried to put him in that sci-fi box. They didn't want him to do other things.
Yeah, they tried to box him in.
Yeah, but he still wants to do Legion of Monsters.
Oh, dude, that would be so cool because I'm a big fan of his work from Batman, from Sandman.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't even know who he was originally. I mean, I know when you talked to him, I knew who he was, obviously.
Right.
But like when I was reading the books in the 90s, I had no idea who. I mean, I was a kid. I didn't.
Yeah.
The names that I knew were Jack Kirby, Stan Lee, and then Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. That's the only creators that I knew in the 90s.
Right.
And I guess Jim Lee too. But like when I was getting older, I'd do more names. But Kelly Jones.
Did you say McFarlane?
I mean, I knew who he was a little bit late 90s, but not really.
No,
I didn't pay attention. No, a lot of kids didn't pay attention.
Right.
But I knew Kelly Jones' artwork because
right.
I read the shit out of those Batman books.
Right. Well, I would assume when you got into the mid teenage years, you started to pay attention more.
Yeah, well, I mean, I got out of comics about 15, 16, and I was doing music instead.
Yeah, that's about when I got out too.
When I got back into comics about 19, the names mattered to me. I started paying attention to the writer, the artist, the inker, the colors, stuff like that. So
how cool is it? Because, and I feel like we're kind of giving things away, but that's okay because by the time that episode comes out, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
How cool is it? He's talking about Swamp Thing 2, and that was the book that really got him into horror comics, and it was the first book that made him want to read the credits to find out who did what.
Dude, I mean, Swamp Thing is it's a phenomenal series. I feel like every volume of Swamp Thing with not every creator set, but most of the creators of the sets who've worked on Swamp Thing, tell their own tale of it, and they're all good in their own way.
Yeah,
and
who had the best run?
That's a tough one because, I mean, Wrightson's run, Wayne and Wrightson is
nobody does art better than Wrightson. Nobody.
No, but then you got Alan Moore's run was pretty good, but it was very different. You know.
Yeah,
and then
he took out Alec Collins, right? And he brought in what's the name of who is the main character for Swamp Thing with
I don't remember
his name.
Yeah,
but it's not Alec Collins, right?
No, they changed him. I don't remember all the Swamp Things, like who did which ones.
Yeah,
but I also liked Snyder's run on it too. Scott Snyder's Swamp Thing in 2011. I liked that run too. I thought it was a good take on it. And there was the Vertigo series towards the end. There was some good stories in there too.
Yeah,
I think Swamp Thing's a character that not only lends creators to be creative, DC lets them be creative with that series, so they get to do things they couldn't normally do in a regular series.
Is Constantine the biggest premiere in Swamp Thing history for a new character besides Swamp Thing himself?
Yeah.
Well, Swamp Thing didn't premiere in
he was House
Secrets number 92, right?
Yep.
But not. But yeah, I mean, he was in that and then his own series, right?
Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
But he was in that
House of Secrets before they started the Swamp Thing run.
I think it was like one or two. And then they had Swamp Thing come in because it was pretty popular. And they had
my nose was running, so I'm sorry I keep jumping off.
I just assume you're like letting me know that, hey John, I'm walking away from the mic so you can talk for a minute. Just
no, I'm doing lines of cocaine over here.
That's why you're still bouncy.
No. I think my heart would burst if I ever did cocaine.
Just be done.
Right?
But I mean, I can't tell you which one's best because I like Snyder's run for different reasons than I like Wrightson's run, and I like Alan Moore's runs for different reasons than I like the other one's run. I think art wise, Wrightson's will always be the best. I don't think anything will ever top
number
Wrightson's
8
art.
with him coming out and he's got that iconic pose. That's like my favorite cover.
Dude, I mean, all the Swamp Thing covers are amazing that he did.
Yeah.
And I don't think you'll ever beat that. But I mean, when it comes to the writing, I really like what Scott Snyder did with the 2011 series.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you if that's because it's a more modern take and I read
more contemporary.
Modern. Right. And that's where I'm at now. And I read it now. And I read a lot of the Swamp Thing stuff looking back at them. Like the classic Swamp Things, I wasn't either alive for or old enough to read them.
Yeah.
And like all the classic Swamp Things I read in my 20s. So
what'd you think of them when you were reading them?
Oh, I liked them. They're great.
They hold up though. Do they hold up to you?
They hold up as good stories. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, writing styles are different now than they were in the 70s and 80s. Like there's less narrative now than there was back then.
You like that? Because I like the long narrative.
So
I hate it in new comics when you're reading through and all of a sudden something's happening and you feel like you've missing like 5 pages. Like how did you get from here to there?
Right.
And what happened in between? I'm supposed to just take it at faith or what? I like the longer narrative.
Well, it's because a lot of people in comics in the 80s and 90s were trying to do this whole show don't tell thing.
Yeah.
Right. To where you use the artwork to show what's going on, not to tell.
Especially in the 90s.
Yeah.
Not so much in the 80s, but especially in the 90s, right?
And the early 2000s, the aughts.
Yeah.
They call them the aughts.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so people try not to be, give expository, whatever, be exposition, right?
Sure.
But sometimes I like that. Sometimes I like it when you just have somebody telling you kind of the backstory of what's going on.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like the 70s Swamp
You like it when the visuals are giving you more of a story sometimes.
Sometimes. It depends.
Depending on what the title, what kind of stories do that for you?
Where I want less narrative and more art?
Yeah. Is that like horror stories?
I would say, yeah, more suspense stories. But even then, I still like to have like the overarching, like somebody telling you a story, right?
Yeah.
I think my favorite comic book stories are the ones where someone's telling you a story, like where there's a narrator and the narrator is basically reading you a story with visuals and interaction, and you're on a journey with the narrator to listen to the story as you get to the end. Like,
yeah,
those are some of my favorite stories.
Does this pose make you feel like I'm not interested in what you're saying, or I'm not being comforting? I guess.
You mean the standing and the arms crossed pose?
Yeah, because it's super comfortable.
But it's very confrontational. So yeah, it does. It makes me feel like you're like, all right, hurry up, let's go.
But I'm not.
I know.
It's just like my arms are resting. It feels comfortable. I feel like I'm like stretching at the same time. Kind of. I don't know. It's weird.
Right. I mean, visually, it's a pose that says, hey, don't talk to me. But if it's comfortable, it's comfortable. But I don't. I mean, it's comfortable for me too, but
yeah,
I just don't do it.
Comfortable, but it's like then I get conscious about it for on video, and then I don't like people seeing me doing this and like thinking that I'm just, gonna like do a hard not agree.
Hard not agree. Nice.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody listening to the podcast is like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Well, I'm kind of meaning. I mean, there's a double meaning there because of our buddy Andrew with his new podcast.
No, I mean, the people listening talking, they can't see us crossing our arms.
Right. It's kind of funny. I don't know. I always like. I like to stand that way sometimes, but then I'm cognizant that people are looking at me like, "Oh, what's wrong with you? Are you mad?" Well, no, not at all. Actually, I'm just comfortable.
God's like Kaylee has this problem. Not a problem. When she reads, she reads like this.
Yeah. So you get a little scowl on her face.
Those listening, I'm scowling my face and it looks like I'm angry. Yeah. So when she reads a book, she was on the couch reading and
kind of furrows her brow.
Yeah. I'm like, are you upset? What's wrong? She's like, no, I'm just reading. And I'm like, you look like you're fucking pissed.
That she concentrates.
Yeah, she's concentrating. It takes me years. We've been married for almost, we've been married for 14 years. It took me years to realize, nope, she's not mad. She's just reading.
Right. She's just reading. That's it.
Yeah. That's it. But, I'm sure I do stupid shit too that make it look. I mean, I don't know. I have a pissed off face or an asshole face.
Dude, you do. Like we'll be hanging out. We'll all be hanging out. Johnny he's not a drinker. So you don't have a lot of drink. You'll have a beer, maybe two, and then you don't drink, but you don't like, sometimes you'll get to where you're having a buzz, but most of the time, I don't think you like getting to that point. And then I don't know if it annoys you, like everybody else is lying all over the place and joking around. And when you're the sober person amongst a bunch of people that are buzzing, it is kind of annoying. It's like, oh, but your face, dude, you're like, I'm not mad, but your face is saying everything else. And you're like, dude, you're like totally scowling at everybody. And you're like staring at them like, and just slightly shaking your head.
It's all subconscious too. It's not all like not on purpose.
Right.
It just, I don't know. Like I'm not a big drinker and I'll have a drink here and there. I'm not, but
well, you shouldn't have to have a drink to have fun.
Right. It's just like, it's not that. I think part of it comes from that. For years, whenever we'd go anywhere or do anything, I'd be like, no, I'd have one drink or I'd have no drinks. I'd be like, hey,
you have to drive.
I have to drive. I just don't want to. And then I would be pressured by people all night long to have drinks and it would just piss me off.
Right.
So I think I just developed this asshole face to like get people to stay away from me, which worked, but also counteracted where nobody wants to do anything with us because I look like an asshole. But it's
well, one of the things though you need to realize is people aren't trying to be an asshole by trying to make you drink. They just want you to join in the frivolity, and you're just like, nah. And you'll tell people, don't try to make me drink. I fucking hate that. And it's like, well, okay, I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm trying like that. I'm sorry for being nice.
Well, no, it's the pushing that, but
though, that's what I think gets you.
It's the pushing. It's like I don't know. It doesn't happen so much anymore. It happens not at all now because we're on lockdown and nobody can come over or go anywhere. But it's like we go to an engagement or a party or whatever, or go to the bar, or go to a show, and it doesn't happen so much anymore. But it did a lot in the early days where it'd be like, "Hey, let's get a drink." I'm like, "Oh, I'm good." "Are you sure?" "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm having fun. I'm listening to music. We're having fun."
"Yeah."
"You want a drink?" "No, I'm good." And it's like, it's like an Abbott and Costello routine. And it's like, dude, I said I'm fine. I don't want to drink. Now I'm irritated, and that's showing on my face because I can't hide my emotions at all.
No,
so
you
now I look like an asshole.
Yeah, everything because, you
do. And it just translated now to where it's just like I don't know. Apparently I'm an asshole, but whatever. I don't know.
You're not an asshole. I think it's just because I don't think you mean to be that way most of the time. No, but I don't know. It's just
I also have a hard time with things I feel like are out of control too, which is not fair to anybody else, and I know that. Like it's too,
I get that. I get when you feel like, okay, I'm being like I know that sometimes I can be a jerk. I mean, who can't be? And sometimes and you got to look at the situation. Am I being the asshole, or are they being the asshole because they want to force this bullshit thing on me right now?
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, this isn't like, I don't like being the only sober person in a crowd, when everybody else is drinking and I'm trying to be like, okay, I'm not going to drink because I'm going to drive. You know what I mean? And then the shit drunk people talk about gets annoying, where you're just like, Jesus, or the egos come out and they get bigger and bigger, and then they don't stop talking, or they want to give you advice, and their advice is,
here's what you got to do.
Yeah,
you got to do this.
Or it's overjoy.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, man. Okay, I get it.
Like the mega highs and the mega lows, and just the. I mean, I don't know.
Or the shit that's funny to them is not, isn't really that funny.
Right.
But in that heightened state, it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you're like thinking, shit, now everybody's drunk, and I'm going to be the one cleaning that up.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think that's where you start getting annoyed, because you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Because I know it's going to happen next. I don't know. It's not good or bad. It's not good at all. I just trying to get better at that. I'll say that.
Yeah. No, I get it, man. I get it. It's a tough thing.
It is a tough thing.
Yeah.
I guess the answer is just to drink more.
Well, I don't think you need to drink more. You're not an alcoholic by any stretch, but maybe, but some people act the way you act with alcohol, because, not to put too fine a point on it, you just don't drink, or you do. Like, we'll have a beer. Like, I'll come over and you'll be like, hey, you want a beer? Yeah. And then you will have two, and then you won't have any more after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But maybe sometimes have 3 or 4. You know what I mean? Just hit that little plateau.
You sound like Kaylee.
Because I think you could handle doing that without becoming an alcoholic, because you're not doing it because you have an issue with alcohol, on an addiction level. You do it because you just, you don't want to deal with other people that get too drunk later on.
I feel like you and Kaylee planned this conversation.
Nope, not at all. Did you say something like that similar?
Oh God, yes. Almost verbatim.
Well, Kaylee and I we're a lot alike in a lot of ways.
Which is kind of weird.
Yeah. We're not alike in a ton of ways. Like, I don't have the ADHD. I don't have a problem relaxing. Kaylee is somebody that has to be doing something all the time. And then when she crashes hard. You know what I mean? And I'm so she kind of goes this, and then back up. You know what I mean? I mean, you always know Kaylee's going to be Kaylee, she's going to get pissed, but she's going to be honest with you. She's going to tell you how she feels about stuff. And then, I'm pretty much like this all the time.
Right.
I'm almost always the same. It's rare that I get super mad about something or super depressed about something, but that works against me too. Because sometimes I'm depressed, and people are like, oh, you're fine. What's the problem? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
they don't want to take it for what it is, that I'm sad, or you know what I mean? I don't want to deal with something right now because I just don't want to. I just want to sit and relax and not have to deal with anything.
Just want to not talk to anybody and have everybody
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
off right
And
now.
sometimes people don't get that because I'm this way all the time, that when the rare occasions that I need some alone time, or maybe I just need somebody to talk to, because everybody in the world, I don't care fuck who you are, everybody needs that.
Everybody needs someone to talk to. Yeah, for sure.
Everybody needs something sometime, you know? And I think my attitude sometimes works against me on that way, but I love me. I love me some me. Oh, your audio is gone.
Apparently I pushed mute on accident.
Well, we know it's working then.
Right. Well, I said what I said is we all love you some you.
Oh, thank you so much. That makes me feel so much better. I don't believe in astrology. You know, the signs.
I'm like astronomy, but they're stars. It's real astrology.
Right. Astrology.
The fake one. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's interesting the amount of work people put into it and how much some people wholeheartedly believe in it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's shocking who you talk to that'll say, "Oh, he's a Leo. No wonder he's like that."
Right.
You know.
Well, they'll be like, "Oh, or me. I'm a Pisces. No wonder you can't make a decision. No wonder you're so wishy-washy."
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, but it's whatever.
Right. Have you met my nephew Jesse? He's a Leo. That fucker can't make a decision if his life depended on it.
Right. I feel like you can make any one of those things fit for whatever one you want it to, if you tried hard enough. So,
well, you know what's funny is that, and maybe they've made adjustments, which I don't know how you make adjustments off of a religion that's been it's been like
play with lights.
Like 5,000 years astrology has been going on or whatever.
Yeah.
But the earth wobbles.
Yeah.
You know? So every 20,000 years, a full wobble has occurred.
Yeah. It's all different.
Yeah. And when I took astronomy in college,
the real one.
Yeah. We talked about it. And like in 9,000 years, they had a planetarium so we could actually see the rotation of the stars and everything. Mm-hmm. Like 9,000 years, the North Star will be basically gone, just won't be visible, but a southern star will appear.
Oh, really?
Cool. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. But because of the wobble, whatever the signs that we're supposed to be has all shifted.
It's all gone. It's all
different. Yeah, you might be the same sign, but really if you're on the edge, you're probably either I think you would be back. So I think I would actually be a Cancer.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just, I feel like if you have all this religion going on and you have all these things, you have to change with the time, right? For it to make sense.
Right.
You know, some random constellation that's dominant in the sky dictates my personality.
It doesn't make any sense. Like it's like
just weird. It doesn't make sense to me.
That takes away all factors of like your upbringing, of like genetics, of societal norms, because born in America versus born in say China or like, you know, somewhere in Africa, it's going to be very different no matter who you are. I mean, if like you or our families moved to Africa and we were born there, we would be different people because of our environment.
Right.
And sometimes we're the same, but some would be different because we grew up.
What would our podcast be called?
I don't know.
Spoiler Bush.
Spoiler. Not probably still spoiler country because, you know.
Well, I guess it would depend on where in Africa we grew up.
Yeah, it'd be where. If it's South Africa, it
would be the same.
Very similar, yeah. If it was like Kenya, it'd be very different.
Yeah, it would be very different.
Yeah, or the Congo. Or
you might not have a podcast.
Yeah. We not even know each other.
Right.
Oh, sad.
Kind of weird to think about where you grew up and how you got there, and how one thing could change. Then that you wouldn't be there.
I think all the time, I think about like, it's because I met Kaylee working at a bowling alley, right? And it was my second time working at the same bowling alley because I worked there from 14 to when they closed at like 18 or whatever.
Right.
Then I got a new job, and
they reopened.
They reopened as a different company, a different name, and I almost didn't go to apply there because I waited like they were open for about a year before I applied there because I was doing my online business stuff selling comics. And my dad got cancer, so I got out of that. And I went to get the job, and I was like, I almost didn't go apply. I was like, I want to work at a fucking bowling alley again. I hated that job.
Right.
But I did.
You were like a security guard, right?
Well, so I started out working the night shift. So they hired me to work the night shift and the graveyard shifts at the front desk. So I was a front desk employee, which meant that I did the front desk work. I did the mechanic work in the backs, helping to fix the machines.
Right.
I worked in the restaurant sometimes.
Were they open 24 hours?
They were, yeah.
That was that, what was the name of that place? West Bay?
No, well, originally it was West Park Lanes, but the time I'm talking about was when it was Bremerton Lanes.
Yeah, see, I only ever knew it as West Park Lanes.
Yeah, so
by the time I stopped going, it was, they didn't.
Yeah, so I worked the 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. shift at the front desk, which meant I did all the other stuff.
Yeah,
and sometimes I'd work like the 3 to 11 shift, but mostly it was the 11 to 7 a.m. shift. And then after about almost a year of doing that, maybe almost a year, a little less than a year, an opening came up in a security guard position. I took that because it was like 50 cents more an hour. I got a raise from $9.25 to $9.75 an hour.
Big money, man.
Yeah, $9.75 an hour to be a security guard.
At 19?
No, I was 24 at the time.
Oh, 24?
Yeah, this is 2005.
Oh, okay,
yeah. Making $9.75 an hour as a security guard in the ghetto of Bremerton, that on a transit line that had problems left and right.
Right.
I had a guy hand me a bag of meth once. He was doped out of his mind and said, hey man, can you throw this away for me? It was a bag of meth and a pipe. And I'm like, what? And like, I couldn't just throw it away because there's cameras everywhere. So I had to report it because I'm on camera being given a bag of meth by a guy.
Right.
I had to report it. And then I had to, it was like, have I ever told you this story before?
No.
So this is before I wasn't a security. I was a front desk clerk. And it was like 3 a.m. This guy hands me a bag of meth, a pipe, and some matches to throw away, like behind the desk where there's all the cameras. So I had to call downstairs to surveillance, like, hey, this guy just handed me a bag of meth. What do we do? And so they called the cops. The cops took like an hour to get there. So we had to the cops were like, hey, keep the guy there. I'm like, okay. So they started the security guards started giving him like free soda. I was like, hey man, you want a free soda? Yeah, and then they give him there. And then the cops finally show up, and this guy had to be in his 50s. Yeah. He was older, tall, slender, older guy.
I probably knew him.
Probably. The cops get there and they start talking to him, and I'm at the front desk, and they're probably like 50 feet away. So the front, just so you know, for size difference here, in front of me was lane 26, and they're on lane 1 and 2. So they were down that way.
Right.
So I'm watching them, and the cops show up, and I can't really quite hear what's going on.
Right.
And all of a sudden, I'm watching. All of a sudden, the cop just fucking sweep kicks the guy's legs, drops his ass to the floor. The guy's head slams on the ground. Cop flips him over and throws cuffs on him.
Whoa!
And I have no idea why it happened. I couldn't hear anything that was being said. It was just all of a sudden sweep kick, slam. And everyone's like, "Oh my god!" And then the cop's like, and then after that, the cop came to the front desk and says, "Hey, where do you guys keep your security cameras?" Yeah, I'm like, "You have touch surveillance downstairs," and then they had to, the surveillance like, hey, if you want to copy the cameras, we need an official request from the police department to give them out. We don't give them out without a request,
Right.
And then I got subpoenaed to go to court to testify for this. So fast forward,
the guy tried to give you a bag of meth.
Yeah, and we didn't try. He did give me a bag. He handed it to me.
Right.
And
he actually had to throw it away. So I wonder if he was like the beginning of, I got to get out of this shit. I got to quit. Here's an honest looking bloke.
Yeah. So
he won't call the cops on me.
Technically, I didn't call the cops. Technically, I just called surveillance. But so I have to go to court, and then I had to meet with the attorney, the prosecuting attorney, and they're like, "So tell me what happened." I'm like, "This is what happened." And I told him the cop. He's like, "Yeah, don't bring that up unless I ask about it." I'm like, "Okay." So
about the cop sweeping the leg.
Yeah, but the cop knocked him down.
The leg.
I said, "Don't bring that up unless they ask you directly about it." Yeah,
sweep it.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, and they tell me they kind of like the whole you see in the TV show they practice the thing. I'm like, okay, this is weird. I get up on the stand and I get sworn in, the whole thing. Yeah. And the prosecuting attorney comes up and says, "Mr. Horsey, tell me what happened, what you saw." And I told my story. I left out the cop part because they told me to, and I was like, at 24, 25, I was like, I'm just gonna do what I'm told. I don't know what's wrong.
Yeah. I mean, even now you'd probably do that.
Yeah, right. And so I do that, and then the defense attorney stands up and he's like, "My client, whatever his name was, he's an upstanding citizen. He's a grandfather of 3 kids, blah blah blah." And it goes this whole thing, and he's just trying to get his life clean and all this stuff. And are you sure what he handed you was a bag of meth? And I'm like, all I'm sure of is it looked like meth, it smelled like meth, and they tested on the scene and they said it was meth. That's all I know. And they're like, well, how can you be sure? I'm like, how, right? How can you be sure? You went, no, I'm not. I'm an employee. I trust that to the people they still not to be tested with.
Yeah.
And then I was like, that was it. And then I got off the stand, and then he was convicted and put in jail.
Wow. So for people that don't know, Bremerton in the 90s and in the early 2000s and the aughts was a hotbed of meth activity.
Yeah.
It was bad. Really bad.
It was so bad. Like when I became a security guard, dude, I broke up so many fights. I found so much drug paraphernalia everywhere in that bowling alley. Because it was on a transit line. So the buses would stop outside, people would get off and come inside, and they'd wait inside.
Yeah, there was a big transit right there.
Yeah. And again, not everybody who rides a bus is that way, clearly.
Right.
But when you have a bus transit line, you end up with those kind of people there.
Yeah.
I mean, I walked in on a guy in the bathroom one time who was, God, he had to have been like 6'9". He was towering. And he was snorting ecstasy off the toilet.
Yeah. What do you do?
I was like, what do I do? I was like, I walked out, I was like, hey, dude, you can't fucking do that here. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, all right, man. It's like, it's all lumbering around. I'm like, you got about 30 seconds to get out of here. I'm calling the cops on you.
Wow. Dude, one of the craziest things for me was I used to work at Circle K.
Yeah.
In Phoenix, Arizona. And it was off of Indian School. And I want to say 44th or 41st. And right behind it was a pretty big ghetto. Right. And in Phoenix at 6, you lock the liquor cabinets and beer up, and then somebody comes in, you have to unlock it. You can still sell it, but you have to unlock it, right? Everything's locked up.
Yeah.
And I'm 19, just a punk kid. I shaved my head because it's so freaking hot.
Yeah.
And I wore a bandana. It would you would soak up your sweat in the bandana, and then you pull the bandana off, and the wind would hit it and it would cool you down.
Right.
So anyways, I was just a punk kid. I'm working at Circle K, and this guy comes in, and he's a big dude. I don't know how tall he was. I'm 6 foot, or, I might be just a hair under 6 foot now.
Yeah.
The older I get, I might have shrunk a little bit, but I'm 6 foot. And this guy was taller than me by quite a few inches.
Yeah.
And he was huge, bulky huge, you know what I mean? Not fat, but dude, like Hulk.
Yeah.
Like the Hulk,
Hulk smash.
Yeah. And he had a shaved head, and I'm pretty sure he was Mexican, and he tattoos all over his head, all down his neck, on his face, the classic teardrop. Right. I'm sure this guy had come in and out of prison at times.
I mean, the teardrop usually means something, but
yeah. Anyways, he has a pretty thick Spanish Mexican accent, and he's like, "Hey man, where's your beer?" And I'm not going to attempt the accent because I'll just offend everybody.
Just be terrible. We suck at accents. Besides this one right here, it's the only accent we can do.
Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, it's back there. Do you want me to unlock it for you?" He goes, "No, man, I'm just going to go look." And he goes into the back of the store where the beer thing was. Yeah. And he used to put his foot through the freaking glass door.
What?
And then just grab 2 cases of beer and walks out. And I was like, later, dude. I am not getting in front of you.
Yeah. We have insurance for a reason.
Yeah. And then I just called the cops because, you have to do it for insurance and everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this is what just happened. And one of the cops that came there was like, it's got to be so-and-so. I don't remember the name they said, but it's got to be so-and-so. He's in this neighborhood all the time, and he's just terrorizes people. And I was like, oh that's great. And then a month later, I got the job there because this guy that I went to school with down there had a job there, and he worked the graveyard shift, right? And he goes, "Oh, I can get you a job there." I was like, "Great, I can work," because I went to school swing, so I can work in the morning and then go to school,
right,
and be extra cash. It's perfect. And then a week after I start, he gets robbed at gunpoint, right?
Holy shit.
At 2:00 in the morning. Well, it's Phoenix, Arizona, dude. You're gonna get robbed. And he quits the next day, right? And I'm just like, my boss comes up to me, my manager, and he goes, "Hey, there's a great opportunity for you. You can earn an extra 25 cents an hour, and you could do the graveyard shift." And I was like, I didn't know how to push back because I was 19, and I was like, I don't know what to do here. So I was like, Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take the money.
I'll
the
take
money.
the money. I did it. I tell you what, though, they had a guy that was supposed to work with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they wanted 2 people on graveyard shift just for
Yeah.
things like that happening, right? So you weren't alone.
Yeah.
And I did the graveyard shift for a week, and then this guy went on vacation, and they didn't put anybody with me.
Oh shit.
So they wanted me to do the graveyard shift. A little white boy from Seattle, Washington.
Yeah.
I'm not street smart like that.
No,
I don't know what the fuck. You know what I mean? Everything I learned about the street, I learned on New Jack City. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, no joke.
Hold on, Sesame Street, bitch.
Street came from Boys in the Hood and New Jack City and Colors, right? That's literally that's probably where I learned anything I knew about the street and NWA cassettes.
Good movies, good songs.
Yeah. And but I don't know anything. And I'm like, I did it for a week, and I'm like, I don't want a gun shoved in my face.
No.
God, and no. I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this. I don't want to go to work, be scared to go to work.
I had a buddy who worked at the 7-Eleven by Bremerton Lanes where I was at.
Yeah.
And that place seemed to have gotten robbed every other month. And he worked graveyard shift and he got robbed multiple times. But he was like, every time I get robbed, they give me a bonus. So I'll just keep getting robbed. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They give him like a $500, you got robbed. Here's some money to not sue us or whatever.
I mean, all I would do is go cha-ching and then walk back. Here you go, man. You take all the money you want.
Do you need a hand carrying this out there? Because just don't shoot me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. I was like, nope. I drove back home. I called Circle K and they shipped me they sent me my last paycheck.
Yeah.
There was a lot of other things going on too. Like school wasn't working out. And I was just like, oh, because like an air conditioning tech school.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I don't want to do this.
Yeah. I'm done. Yeah.
TK. Oh, we got to wrap up.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah. We just started.
We've been on for an hour, yo.
That's not that long. We got more shit to talk about.
We do, but speaking of shit, I got puppy shit everywhere at my house.
Oh,
and dinner just got done too.
All right. Well, now you're above me.
Oh, well, fix your thing. That means it's recording me above you.
I know, but it just switched over. It's okay. You're leaving anyways.
Yeah, I am.
You're leaving us.
Are you going to keep talking without me? We can.
No.
It could be the Kenrick and no Johnny show this way or whatever.
Johnny and Kenrick in the morning.
Yeah.
How far into Community are you?
Oh, I am 10 episodes into season 1, but Katie started watching with me, so I restarted, and we're now 8 episodes in.
Oh, how is she liking it?
She loves it.
Nice. I love it.
She told me she doesn't want to put it on when we're cleaning because she wants to actually pay attention to it.
Yeah,
it's funny.
I'm
like, yeah, I like it.
So funny.
We just
heaven. I wish they would do a 7th in a movie.
We just rewatched the Halloween episode in season 1 where Pierce is the Beastmaster and gets high.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's great.
Starts tripping.
Great. Did they do the paintball wars yet?
Not yet. No.
Oh god, it's a great one too.
That's what I've heard. But
all right. Well, we're gonna wrap up here then because Johnny wants to run away because he's not having any fun.
I'm not. I'm bored. I'm sorry. Your stories of being robbed aren't any fun.
Man, most of these stories have been yours. I've been asking you questions.
As per normal tots.
Yeah. I had more too, but I have to save them for later.
Yeah.
And so people know we didn't circle back to Riders of the West. We were trying to do that. He was pulling up the things, but we're gonna have an episode to go over that and to get everything back on track because
we are.
It's gonna happen.
We are. So this is a TOT 14.
It is a top 14.
Yeah.
I like it. Not really well.
It did. But you know what we should do right now before we go?
What's that?
We should show off some of the cool merchandise people can buy from our store.
Ooh. Yeah.
Like, what do you got? You got a mug, right?
I got a cool mug. Look at that. Look at that. Except minus this font here. We changed this font. Yeah.
Look at behind us here.
Yeah.
And you could get one of these cool tapestries to show off how much you love Spoiler Country.
Look at you could get cool font has changed. It's cool now.
Cool now. First t-shirt. Look at that shit.
There you go. Look at that sexy bitch.
Yeah. Like that. You can get Spoiler Country t-shirts. You can get stickers.
Cool.
And so much more. Much more cool stuff. So that's go to our website.
Hat soon.
And hat. Well, I'm looking into hats. I want some hats.
Yeah.
But I found a place. I found a place and their quote was like $30 per hat, and I'm not doing that.
The one that I sent you?
I didn't see that one. I didn't know you sent me one.
Yeah, and then you signed up for it. I said, "Hey, these places do hats," and then 2 seconds later, you're like, "Oh, I signed up for it." I was like,
"Yeah." No, you have to. So for them, you have to send off a detailed list of what you want, and they give you a quote back.
Oh, okay.
I haven't done it yet.
But I want more of a print on demand type of scenario situation.
Yeah, me too.
Right now.
But if you go to spoilerverse.com and click in the center up there where it says
you've read about here.
Yep. It'll say, store. Click there. You can order Spoiler Country stuff, Spoilerverse stuff, Shooting the Sith, Bridging the Kingdoms, Polygon Warriors, and new designs dropping this Friday too.
Oh.
I got 2 new designs I'm going to drop on Friday.
I want to see some designs for the Sarah K files and for the Roach.
Oh, they're coming. Those are coming soon.
Nice.
I'm working with Sarah on her design, and I'm going to work with Jay on his design to make some shirts for them too.
Awesome. All right, guys. I think that's a show.
That's a show.
Appreciate you coming on, listening to us. Hopefully, I don't know how many people we had watching us live.
Yeah, I wasn't watching.
I have no idea, but that's okay because we'll release this and we'll have lots of people listen to it later on.
Yeah. But if you are watching, hi, thank you.
Yeah. Hello. But if you like this kind of stuff, you like our banter, maybe you're a avid lover of hearing about new people and interviews and what people have going on, I implore you to go to I almost said Super Valley. I don't know where Super Valley came from. Go to Super Valley. That sounds like a strip mall. Super Valley Strip Mall.
It does sound like a strip mall.
Sunday. But you only need the edge. No, go to spoilerverse.com and you can check out all of our back catalog of amazing, I'm not kidding, amazing episodes. Nothing's behind a paywall. Not only do you get the Spoiler Country show, but how many other shows? Tell them everything they can see at Spoilerverse, Johnny.
Oh my God, dude. You've got our show. You've got Bridging the Geekdoms. You've got Nerd Talklips, Mystery Point Radio, Narrative Gunslingers. You've got coming soon, Funny Book Forensics. You've got Certain the Sith. You've got Happy's Adventures. You've got White to See Radio. You've got so many cool shows and drinks and comics. You can watch. You can watch us have a drink and talk about comics or movies or TVs or whatever. You can read the Sarah K files, which are all about the supernatural, paranormal stuff. You can read the Roach's Den, which is all just articles that Jay feels like he wants to write about his favorite movies, his least favorite movies, why Tom Holland shouldn't be Spider-Man, what he has for lunch, all this cool stuff, all on spoilerverse.com, all for free, all ready to go.
There you guys go. Hopefully you'll get there, check it out. The last thing you can do for us, really, go to your podcatcher on your phone.
Yeah.
Do a search for Spoiler Country. I always say this is last, but it's always 2 more things.
It's 2. Yeah. 2 things. 2 things.
Search for Spoiler Country, hit subscribe. That does us amazingly well. Maybe give us a rating. And then on top of that,
download all the episodes.
Yeah. Download episodes, maybe on all your devices. But if you can leave us a review at where you like to listen to podcasts, it helps us out tremendously.
It really does. It helps out in 2 ways. 1, it lets us know what you think about us so we can improve and do better. And 2, it lets other people know how awesome we are so they can find us and listen to our show.
That's right. All right, guys. Don't forget, in the oceans of podcasts, we are Cthulhu. As Cthulhu compels you to do, open the mind
and read more.
How does that sound like Richard Nixon?
I don't know. Fucking Robert.
Later.